Hello guys, welcome to your own YouTube channel Tech Forest. My name is Bhavesh, trainer of this entire Sophos series. Today we will see how to configure DHCP server on Sophos firewall. Here I am believing that you know what is DHCP and what is the responsibility of DHCP server. Let's take an example. If I open my network property, here you can see that I have entered IP address, subnet mask, default gateway and all these things manually. Now I want to use my Sophos firewall as a DHCP server so that all the computer and devices can get IP address automatically. So let's start today's session. Click on this network option. Here you will get this DHCP option. Click on this. Click on add. Here you can do settings for IPv4 and IPv6. But we are doing setting for IPv4 only. Here in the name option, you can give any name for your identification only. If you are working in a mid-size or large size organization, then you may have to create multiple DHCP pool, like one DHCP pool for computers, one another DHCP pool for mobile devices and servers and all like this. So this pool name will help you to identify each DHCP pool. In the next option, interface, here we can select which interface we want to use for DHCP. Because I am using my virtual firewall, so here I have only one LAN interface, but in a big size company, we use more than one interface as a LAN to divide big network into a small part. So here we will select which interface we want to use for DHCP. We will not select this option apply client request via relay. Basically this option we use if we have one DHCP server in head office and we are in a branch office and we want to use DHCP server of head office, then we will use this option. So basically this is not a part of today's discussion, this relay. We will not check mark this option for creating a DHCP server for our internal network. Next option is dynamic IP lease. Here we will set a IP pool. Suppose I want to create a pool starting from 192.168.1.15 to 192.168.1.55. I want to use IP from 15 to 55 only. Remaining IP I'll use later for another purposes, for anything. So here we can create a IP pool. On our next option, we can do a MAC binding. This is not a mandatory field for today's discussion. We will see how to do this in our upcoming videos and what are the benefits for doing this and using this option. So next option is subnet mask. Here you can see if you drop down this option, you will find the option of subnetting. If you want to do subnetting, so you can select subnet mask accordingly, but I'm using a normal class C network and so I'll use a default subnet mask here. Domain name that DHCP server will give to the client, so you can select your company name or anything you want. Next option is gateway. If you are using your firewall as a first internet facing device, like direct cable coming from ISP is connected to the firewall, So it will become your first internet facing device. Then this device IP means IP address of this firewall LAN port will become gateway for all other networking devices. But if you are using router first and second device is your firewall, so generally router's IP will become a gateway. So here we have an option to select a gateway, and now we want to use interface IP as a gateway. So by default it's selected. If you want to change, so we have an option, we can enter a IP manually, but there is no need in our scenario, so we are checking it back. Next option is default lease time. How long a device can use a assigned IP? We can set here. These numbers are in a minutes, so we can select maximum 30 days time. In a next option, maximum lease time, suppose if a device is continuously in use and using a DHCP IP, then the device has to reinitiate a IP request to the DHCP server so that DHCP server can allow a free IP. So here we can select a timing. Now the next option is conflict detection. If we enable this option, which is recommended, we should enable this option, then firewall will check whether the IP is going to be assigned, whether currently is it in use or not, by manually or by using a DHCP. So it will detect any conflict if happening. So I'm selecting this option. In a next option, you can select a DNS server. Here we have option use device DNS setting. If I open a duplicate tab, so in a DNS page, you can see that already we have set our DNS settings. So if we go on our main page, we can check mark this option and we will automatically get by default set it DNS. If we want to change our primary and secondary DNS, so yes, we have an option here, we can do this. I'm selecting my device DNS. Last option, you can see WINS server. This WINS server settings is not required as we are using a DNS server. WINS stand for Windows Internet Name Service. It's a part of Microsoft networking topology and we not required that. So I'm just simply going to save the settings. One more thing, make a note of it. Suppose if you have created a DHCP setting but still you are facing any trouble for getting an IP automatically, so make sure that DHCP services are allowed from system services. Click on system services, go to the services. Here you can see DHCP server services is running. If I click on stop, now firewall will not throw any IP. So make sure that this services is working. By default, once you will configure the DHCP settings, it will automatically start and keep working. Let's go to my laptop's LAN settings. Here I have manually enter IP address, so I'm just going to select this automatic option and let's see whether I'm getting a valid IP from a IP pool. Let me just disable this and I'm just going to enable. Let's go on a status and see, yes, I'm getting an IP from a valid IP pool. So guys, this is the way you can start and create a DHCP server on a Sophos firewall. This is enough for today's video. If you are liking my work and effort, so don't forget to subscribe this channel and like this video. See you in a next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.